We're talking about an elaborate parody by a creator named CarryMinati, and it does way more than just poke fun at MrBeast. It's a full-on roast of the entire creator culture he has come to define. We're going to break down exactly how this satire exposes the formula for YouTube's success, one totally absurd challenge at a time.
And this line right here, it just perfectly sets the tone. This is the big confession from our main character, MrBeast, and man, it gets right to the heart of the whole critique. The idea that on YouTube, the spectacle and just throwing around insane amounts of money, well, that is the content.
Okay, so to really get what's going on in this chaotic roast, we're going to look at its key themes. We'll start with how it exaggerates that classic MrBeast formula, then get into the clash of creator egos, the non-stop focus on monetization, how it cleverly breaks the fourth wall, and finally, its pretty scathing verdict on the whole industry. So, the parody kicks off in this brilliant way. It perfectly mimics the structure of a typical MrBeast video. It takes all those familiar ingredients, the crazy challenges, the huge cash prizes, the loyal sidekicks, and just turns the dial all the way up to 11. It gets ridiculous. This slide really lays out the so-called MrBeast method. The challenges themselves are just completely meaningless. Stuff like sleeping on a footpath. It's not about talent or skill, it's purely about creating a spectacle for the camera. And check out step 3. It's not even about the challenge itself. It's about manufacturing that perfect, over-the-top, shocked facial expression for the thumbnail. Something MrBeast literally screams about in the video. And this comparison, it just shows the exaggeration perfectly. The real MrBeast gives away life-changing stuff, but MrBeast offers a tiny amount of money for playing a board game with his feet. When another creator wins a medal, he doesn't celebrate with them, he just buys it off them on the spot. By making the scale so much smaller, the parody kind of suggests that maybe these big gestures are less about genuine charity and more about the transaction itself. Now, the main event of this video is a fake Indian Creator Olympics, and this is where the satire gets a whole lot bigger than just MrBeast. It becomes this all-out attack on the entire YouTube ecosystem, using this competition as a backdrop for a massive clash of egos. And the competitors are just a who's who of YouTube stereotypes. You've got gamers who care more about their view counts than the actual game, a tech reviewer who wants to weld gold phones into a suit so he can unbox himself, and my personal favorite, a vlogger who films himself editing his mom's vlog for his own vlog, all while on a YouTube live stream. It is just a perfect storm of self-obsession. Yeah, the parody really zeroes in on this idea of status and ego. This argument you see here, it's between members of a comedy group, fighting over who's responsible for their subscriber count. It is such a raw and hilarious look at the kind of insecurity and rivalry that the parody suggests is always just bubbling under the surface. So, naturally, this whole obsession with status is tied directly to money. The parody is absolutely relentless in skewering how monetization has just become the engine for everything, driving all the creative choices and even basic human interactions. Of course, you can't have a modern YouTube parody without talking about the brand deal. And true to form, the Creator Olympics grinds to a complete stop for a super awkward, hilariously forced product placement. This line is just, it's perfect. MrBeast literally tells the editor to plaster the brand's logo directly onto his friend's face. It's a fantastic takedown of how inorganic and invasive sponsorships can feel, basically turning a person into a walking billboard just to get that paycheck. And this all leads to one of the parody's sharpest points. The idea that money isn't just powerful, it's the only thing that has power. In this little universe, being wealthy gives you the ability to literally control the reality of the video you're in. MrBeast screams this when a video transition fails to work for his friends. But then, when he claps, it works perfectly. He's making it crystal clear. The editor's loyalty is bought. Simple as that. It's such a cynical but funny take on the idea that even creative collaboration is just another business deal. What's so clever is that the parody isn't just about roasting YouTube culture. It's also incredibly self-aware. The characters are constantly breaking the fourth wall, complaining about the video's own editing and its clickbait, which makes the whole production process part of the joke. At one point, MrBeast does the classic, watch this video till the end, and one of his friends just calls him out on it, right there on screen. He's like, what is this? It's a great moment where the parody basically turns on itself, admitting that it's using the very same tricks it's making fun of to keep you watching. There's also this great running gag where every time there's a messed up transition or weird cut, they blame it on this fictional, incompetent editor who is supposedly high on Snoop Dogg's supply. By making the bad editing a deliberate joke, the video turns its own flaws into comedy. It's pretty smart. So, as the Creator Olympics starts to wrap up, the parody kind of drops its funny mask for just a second to deliver a final, really direct, and honestly pretty harsh judgment on the whole culture it's been mocking. Yeah, in a surprisingly serious monologue, MrBeast looks back on the creators he's been with. He just dismisses their content as mediocre and calls out their desperate thirst for views, really making you wonder if there's anything real or substantial behind all the noise. He basically concludes that the one thing that truly unites all these creators, himself included, it's not their talent or their creativity or their hustle. No, it's something a lot more cynical. And there it is, the final verdict. The parody's ultimate judgment is that this whole creator ecosystem is built on a shared shamelessness, a kind of mutual understanding that you'll do whatever it takes for the clicks and the relevance. It's a dark but pretty powerful way to end the roast. So in the end, this whole thing is way more than just a funny roast of MrBeast. It's like a giant funhouse mirror held up to the entire world of online content creation. And it leaves us with this big question, right? How much of this totally absurd, exaggerated, and shameless spectacle is actually just a reflection of the real thing?